Hi, today I thought I'd show you how I go about folding and making up a card. Now I've cut the card, here's the lettering, the image for the top, the banner with the pieces I'm going to lay on top, my backing card, and here's the cut image. Let's put that aside, lay them aside, and we'll start. What I use mainly with this is the ruler. First off is I thread this under. This is the first seam we're going to do, is the bottom seam. Thread it under and over. So we've now got the ruler at that bottom fold line. Now we just itch the ruler up, so we're folding, giving a little crease onto where that score line is. Now when we take it out, you can see that it's got a slight, you don't need to make it hard score line at the moment, because you go right through, make them all just a light fold on the score lines. You do the side, so you use the seam, put the ruler up against it, you do the same with the other side. You turn it around, you view where your score line is, and you fold it up against it. Next, what we do is we find we have two score lines that have got to go mountain folds here. You hold the ruler up along that line, and you fold it at a 90-degree angle line to the ruler. And the same on the other side. Just take your time, view where you've got to put the ruler, and you just make a slight indentation back that way. Now we've got the same at the top of the banner, because this banner is shaped like this, and it'll go on the front of the card, on the pop-up part of the card here. So there's an indentation here, mountain fold here, and above here. So what we do is we find, now thread this under that bar, and we find out where the indentation is. We use the ruler to make a little fold line there. So now this fits on there, and that's the mountain fold that goes back from there. Then what we do is we now thread our ruler under the first lettering. Because these are staggered lettering, we just do them one at a time, the O and the H, and the other three are all on the same plane. So we go under, and where it is, and where it is to the bottom of the O, we use our ruler and lift it up, so we're giving a little bit of a fold. The top of the O, so the top of the O, where the score line is, and we push it back to a mountain fold. Go to the top, and we go right to the end, and we just bring that up a bit. That gives a bit of a fold there as well. The idea is, with the pop-ups, you don't want to just get it and just go straight over like that, because you might as well just get it and throw it in the bin straight away, because that's what a mess it'll be. You fold it. Now we do the H. Thread it in under and over. Push the middle of the H down. Go to the bottom. Use the ruler. Just give it a little push up. This helps your fold line start. And we go up to the top. Fold it up. Use your fingernail just to crease it a little bit. And then to the top of the H, we give a mountain fold at the score lines using the ruler. the edge of the ruler, that's a 90-degree angle. Now what we have is our H and our O is now got a little indentation. So we start with the E double L, spelling out hello. So what you do, I'm trying to keep this in frame as much as possible without my hands in the way. You thread it in under the L, across and under the E, leaving the other bits out of the way. Make sure the bottom of the E is threaded to the top of it, top of your ruler, and the same as with the L's, is they've got little things up, so you get it to the bottom of the plane, use the ruler up against that, and the score lines, use your finger, just lifting your ruler up a bit like this, go to the top of the lettering. You know where the score line is, here, here and here. Hold your ruler and just give it a slight 90-degree angle. And same as with down the end, take it to the end and give it a boosting up. Now what we do have now is the start of it. We just got to go in. I don't know if I can do this on camera. At the H's and the O, thread it. See, I've just gone under the block of the H, under the block of the O, up to the score line here, 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 and here, and we just lift the ruler up and give a bit more of an indent with your fingernail, so it gives a fold at the score line. That's that. You take the ruler back out. You thread it in and out, in under the block of the ELLO, lift it up slightly, just give an indentation with your finger to help it a bit more, and you see now it's starting to take a bit more of the shape that we want. Now what we do is we go from the back, just now pinch each mountain and valley fold to the right way. Not creasing really hard, just pinching where we've slightly made those folds. Hope you can see this, my hand's not in the way. Pushing from behind, pushing from the front. Just so now when we start folding it down, it's a bit more crisper. Not 100% crisp, because that will all come at the end. Use your ruler where needed. Now we're starting to make it folded. We can get back under the lettering, and we can bring this over a lot more, giving it a lot more definition. So making those first little folds, it's all starting to fall into place, and you can just now use the ruler and give yourself more definite folds. Pushing the back bits back in. Thread it in and out, weave it in and out where needed. The ruler is going to be your best friend. Having different widths will help a lot too. Move the pieces out the way. Now use your ruler, bring it right over. Bringing it right over your O, using the ruler, giving it a bit more of a depth there. Now what we do is we not folding just this bottom of the banner right here, is we start to train that to go forward. You give it a definite crease, as we push it forward. See how that's laying? We don't start pushing this down or anything. We just sort of lay it. So now your first bit of your banner is down. Here's where the next crease is going to come. These 3 lines here. So we go in the front way with your finger, train them back and crease them. Holding your banner flush to the bottom of your card, train them back. Now we've got them trained back. We now push our letter with our fingers. We push our lettering forward. So we're bringing the blocks back, but pushing our lettering forward. It takes time, but it's well worth the effort to take the time. You'll find if you can't get your fingers to do it, I can do the H and the O. You come in with your ruler, thread your ruler in. Once again, take it right to the end this time, and we're going to be folding the lettering E-double-L down. We crease that really well. So that's now forward. We've got to train the blocks of the lettering back. And the best way to do this now is you go down and you bring the letters a really crisp up the top. Take your time. It's very difficult. I don't want to get in front of the camera. It'd be easier for you to take your time. What you're trying to do is ease the 2 back and front together, but the idea is to still look and take your time, and slowly these will meet. You hold them and you just work your fingers in and around to make sure that pieces do look like they're going the right way. Lifting this up occasionally, the lettering's still in the place. So then from the top you start creasing your other lines down to your middle line. You crease all around, giving it a double check. You can lift up, that looks alright, give it a crease. Now at this stage, this little piece here and this little piece here will be very difficult to glue on and not get glue everywhere, so you'll trim them off. Don't go trimming off every little bit of the lettering and stuff that you see, because you might as well just have the letters like this one. Don't trim that off, because you need that to pull that part of the H back. These ones, it didn't matter because they were going to be loose and in your way. So with them out the way, we now give it another, making sure that it's all creased. Hands, pick it up, and that's what we've got to the start. Now what we do is we now fold our card in half, our back of the card in half. One more. Oh, sorry about the noise. Now with our folded card, we sit this in to check that we've got it evenly in, even border around, or the border that we want around it. In this case I've got white bigger at each side and the smaller at the end. When we're happy with that, what we do is we pick the cleanest. Now in this case it's the bottom is the cleanest. To the back we've got all the lettering and stuff. It doesn't happen in all cases, but in this case we would start by gluing the bottom in and then do the back. It's easier to do what the cleanest. You can see by this has got more ins and outs, where this is just a rounded. So what we do is with that in the card, we turn it completely over. Now we'll add some glue. You don't go all the way to the very end, because in all pop-up books and stuff, you've got to have that little bit of leeway so the mechanism doesn't just break the book or stay shut completely. And you just give a bit of glue all the way around. Now this is where the magic comes in. If you just sort of hold this down, shut the card, when you open the card you're going to be very disappointed that it's either moved or it's all centered. So what you do is you're now using this bottom one, the bottom card, get this in the right place, hold the bottom of the card, bring this up a bit, so it's at about a 45 degree, you bring the back of the bottom of the card down to it, and as it starts hitting then you bring it down and you glue it around. Because you were holding the bottom of the card, nothing moved. If it finds it moved, you weren't holding this down as you were bringing it down. Then what you do is when that glue dries, I won't let it dry, it takes a little bit longer than that to dry, you turn it over and you add the glue. Now you've got to make sure you don't over glue it and you don't have too much glue on these little prongs, but they've all got to be